Welcome. This is the CEN Obituary, where we follow the stories of those who have gone ahead to the next realm of existence as they speed on their way to a realm of Evernight. I am your narrator, Mason, joined by my fellow sojourners, Nost, Ray, and the illustrious power couple of John and Rose, who took the prompt I gave of their characters formerly having been villains very seriously and ran with it to great effect. This evening, we take a leisurely approach on a train traversing its way through death itself. Peace at last restored, with no chances of anything possible going wrong, as we make our way through the mists into whatever lies beyond.
Wanna play hide and seek? You hide, and I'll find you.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a sixpence in your shoe. Or at least that's the way the adage goes, for the best way to bless a wedding and a union and to bring good luck to the happy couple. Of course, it's just an old tradition, meant to bring good luck, and if nothing else, it's the thought that counts to bless the happy couple. Or at least that's what most people think nowadays. But traditions have an origin. Traditions have purpose. Some for good, some for bad. But most importantly, traditions have power, if you know where to look. In the darkened woods of Druskenvald there sits a book. And in this book there are written 4 names. Something old. Duke Reedmore, now Grand Duke, who has been mine the longest. Something new. Hiram Velcroft, now Warden Hollow Root, who brought new industries to lands untouched. Something borrowed. Petra Vol, now goes by the name of Tatabel, the fool's new toy. And something blue, but blue has been crossed out. Corvin Elright. Paint him red instead. Always preferred the color red. Soon to arrive, my chosen 4. Welcome to Druskenvald. My beloved and I will welcome you shortly. With that said, who would like to get a free inspiration and do the week in review?
Let me unmute and it'll help if I start talking. You know, this very well may be my last chance to get it for a year. So I reckon that this will be our Swedish fish, and we'll do it tonight. Last week on Odyssey of the Ghostlight Train. Our heroes found themselves beset by yet even more specters and ghosts known as haints, halfway in between one world and the next. First, there was a great and magnificent beast who claimed fire as its own. But rather than pull a splinter from its paw, we threw it in a ring. And we brought that ring to a young acrobat who lacked the confidence because she murdered people with a ringed tiger. We told her that murder was okay sometimes, and you're free to do backflips whenever you want to do backflips. And you can dance when you want to, or else your friends will leave you behind. And it worked. After that, last week, I believe, was when we met the acquaintance of Mr. and Mrs. Druskenvald themselves, Lord and Lady. And next to them was the greatest show. We were providing, showing the future of our second chance at life. And we were then treated to a performance that would be remembered forever, led by none other than that lady whose name I've forgotten, and Tatterbell. After a quick foray into the dining car, where we met the rudest child that had ever lived or died, and we met the Sir Sir Fighter, Sir Corvin Axelrod, Elvendord. I forget your last
Silverman.
name. Silverman.
Silverman Elride.
Silverman.
Sorry, that
You're
wasn't on
good.
purpose. Um,
You're good.
he went and single-handedly fed a spirit great and wonderful snacks before that spirit started to consume all of us. Upon returning, we were able to assuage the guilt of the hungry boy. And now we lie, waiting, ready to step forward into the last remaining area of the train, the locomotive. And everything will be just fine.
All right, go ahead and take your inspiration. And sure enough, as you guys have gone through this car, you recall the vagrant told you that there was roughly about 6 spirits on board, these 6 haints. And with the Daydreamer having been finding his resolution, as far as you are aware, there are no more haints aboard. Um, you hear a voice coming over the loudspeaker. Right, can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? Uh, I reckon I think that's all of them. I'm gonna unlock the tender now. If you'd be so kind as to head on in there. I'm not far ahead of it, but I'm having to spend most of my focus on trying to keep the shroud away from the train. It's real riled up right now. But if you could check and just make sure there's nothing going on, nothing funny going on in there, I'll be most appreciative.
Oh, okay.
I will,
Oh my god.
first I'd like to reapply my at-will false life. And then I would like to silent image as we walk. But I would like the silent image to be of us walking as a group 15 feet in front of where we actually are. In case we get ambushed, whoever is it would tack 15 feet in front of where we actually are.
Gotcha.
And to
So
us,
you
it'd be
guys,
true and strange.
gotcha. So you guys gather yourselves up. I'm to maneuver everything and prepare to hero stack you guys. You make your way towards the forward vestibule of the dining car. Um, just because I put a lot of work into this too. I'm just going to show off a couple little bit of things here. Uh, look at my special dining car area. I don't know if everyone can see this, but at least everyone on the video will see it. Put a lot of work into that. Um, anyway. But you make your way towards the forward vestibule. And once again, as you open the door, you all step through and you step into this waiting room, this mist that seems to occupy the space between these cars. And the door closes behind you. There's a bit of an awkward shuffling. Something about this one feels a little bit differently. And ahead of you in the mist, you see a light that starts flashing. Um, with a signal saying, with a little sign that says, please wait, scanning for corruption in progress. Um, as you are all holed up in this tight mist space. Feels a little awkward. Corbin, you definitely feel like someone shoves you a little bit, more than once.
Oh, okay.
But After a brief pause, the light flashes out, and then a green light pops up and says, "Clear." And the door ahead of you opens, and you are opened up into. Back up and move you all down here. This room.
Ooh.
Oh, Mason. How incredible is that train map?
It took a lot of work. I probably spent more time on this one than any of the other rooms. There's a lot of really fine detail I had to do on like coloration and stuff.
How fantastic that is. I
It
wonder how
really
our
is.
viewers at home could get a hold of such a beautiful map.
If you join our Discord, I will repost it.
Incredibly well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Very good.
And to also give credit where credit due, design of this is still primarily based on what you find in the Crooked Moon book. The Crooked Moon has all of its various maps. I wanted to try making some of them myself, and a lot of this is based on what you will find in the Crooked Moon and its entire campaign guide, including this one-shot opening chapter. Check out the Crooked Moon, folks. It's great. But as you guys step into this room, this car is bathed. This ironclad carriage is bathed in a hot, wavering light. A large blackened fuel tank stands at its center with a small reinforced glass window revealing sickly blue-green glow from within. The air vibrates with unnatural energy. And from deep within this tank in the center of the room, there are whispers that you can hear. The sound of haunting, disembodied voices, as if ghosts were contained um, in this storage tank. Though you cannot see this on this map, there are iron pipes that twist overhead, snake down along the walls, and dive into the ground, seemingly making their way towards the tank in the center. And then a piping behind it, sealed off by a grating, seems to go towards the ghastly furnace at the far end of the chamber. You have reached the tender.
All right.
What do you do?
Corvin is going to like sort of scamper around, look at this big machine. He's gonna pick up on these ghostly energies, these ghostly voices.
Okay. There is glass that it kind of seals this thing. It looks like it's very heavily reinforced, and there is again a similar ghostly energy to what you've seen actually emanating off of the haints. And again, as you approach this, as you get close to this, your ears, this is not something that is hidden. Your ears pick up the sound of voices. You get the distinct sense that there are souls inside this tank.
You see if like Corvin's fascination sort of just goes into inquisitive nature, and he sort of begins to like put his hands as he gets closer to this glass. I Is this train running on the souls that we just helped? And he just
Do you
turns around
do
and asks
you
that question. Corvin asked that question to the rest of them. Tatterbell, Hollowroot, Grand Duke. Do they go here?
Can I make an Arcana check?
go ahead? Go ahead. Shoot me an Arcana check. What are you wanting to discern? What do you decide you learn with a double natural 20?
The
See
odds
if I
of
can
that.
answer his question as best as I can, but I mean, I've never been here before. I've imagined I've been on trains before, but nothing like this. So, I mean, based off what we've seen so far with how this works, is that a possibility, logically? given the nature of magic that we experienced here recently?
Given the nature of the magic, and you think back to everything that you have seen, um, you know that a stage does not have props for nothing. You know that nothing that is placed upon a stage ever exists just to be there. Everything has a purpose. Maybe it's just to draw attention to something, maybe it's to be used in the plot, maybe it's to foreshadow something. And you realize piping throughout this train, these haints, this the fact that the vagrant um seemed like he wasn't a person who would normally, he even said himself, he wouldn't normally interfere and help spirits seek resolution. There's something about this that makes you think that if a spirit or a haint is left to itself, if it gets too far gone, you get the distinct feeling this train sucks it up and draws it to this fuel storage where it is used as a fuel source. Because after all, this is a train that passes through death. Why would a train that passes through death be powered by something as common as wood or fire? No. The only way it could pass through death is if it was powered by something more, something ethereal, something spiritual. You get the distinct sense that, yes, this is filled with spirits, but these are spirits that are lost, that have no chance.
Okay, so if we didn't try to help those people, those souls, this is where they would have ended up.
You get that you with a natural 20 and your understanding not only of thematics but also your understanding of how of arcane and mechanisms and how that stuff works, you get the feeling that yes, if you had done nothing for them, and if this had been just like as it normally was and nothing had been done for them and they were corrupted all the way through, they would have ended up as fuel for this train.
Okay. From my vast knowledge and experience in multiple talented things, if we had done nothing, yes, this is exactly, you'd be exactly right. However, we helped, and so no need to worry or feel guilt. Guilt causes wrinkles, not good for lighting.
Sorrow's a little big.
Yeah, let me fix that a little bit.
Thank you.
No problem. Let me make some adjustments. Update default token, save changes. Okay.
Oh, that takes a burden off my shoulders. As Corbin just sort of looks longing, it just sort of looks at the machine.
And sure enough, you see this central tank, and you see the piping that leads towards this central furnace where there is pulses of this light, and there is, you don't really want to call it heat because it doesn't feel hot, but you feel almost like it is a heat that is pressing on your soul, on your inner self, pulsating from this engine of the train. But as you all stand here, you look around. You don't see any haints. You don't see any of that strange blackened mist that you had previously seen before. You don't see any sign that there is anything in here that shouldn't be in here besides yourself, obviously. But there does not appear to be anything in here that seems to be wrong as far as you can tell.
I'll do like a quick scan around the room. I'll try to be inquisitive about it. I'll try to investigate, see if anything maybe is out of the ordinary. If not, I'll see if I can get to work on what the announcer buddy has mentioned for us.
Certainly. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. What is everyone else doing at this time? Grand Duke, I see you have brought up a minor illusion onto the field.
Yeah, it's that one I told you that looks like I'm standing somewhere I'm not standing. I just use the minor illusion token instead of the major illusion token because yeah, it's a 15-foot square, but I can choose to just have one thing in that square.
Thank you.
Gotcha. All right. I will also note too that as you open that door and as that pulse of energy from that sort of spiritual heat pulsed over you, you were cleared of your curse of having fallen in love with Hollow Root. You just see him as a friend now.
That's good because that first iteration where we were all walking, it was a very thick Hollow Root walking in front of us.
You get 2 pumpkins in the rear.
Felt very, very awkward having to constantly be side shuffling with your back towards everyone there, Grand Duke.
Shake that pump-a-dunk.
Corbin with an 11. As you look around, there is something still very ominous about this engine, but you think more it is of its nature than of its than there being anything actually wrong. Because as you look at it, you do realize you are watching a machine that extinguishes souls and uses them as fuel. There's an ominousness about this.
Yes, there is.
And there's merely nothing you can really do to get away from that thought. Even the thought even passes through your head. Could this have been us? Could this have been me? Who else has been consumed by? Do I know people who have been consumed by this train?
Those thoughts circulate in Corvin's head as he's investigating. And while looking around, those thoughts sort of percolate, they show on his face. As like the gear starts to start turning. The what ifs turn into the maybes. The maybes turn into maybe this is my future. You notice that Corvin starts to sort of like shudder and puts his hands together as he's sort of praying in his own mind right about now. He's like, please don't let this happen to me. As he sort of like hear faint whispers from his mouth.
Hollow Root will come over and put a gnarled wooden hand on your shoulder. If this was meant to be us, it would have taken us. We have
someone
physical form. We destined for other things.
What if there were others that we knew that came through here? What if they became part of the train?
Then they guide us to our future.
You shouldn't worry yourself with the fate of the weak.
Fate of the weak? Corvin is still shuddering and looking around. Still look at that machine. I doubt any one of those things or people wanted to be where they were.
Absolutely not, and I'm certain that had they known that was what awaited them, they would have worked harder to become stronger. But they didn't. Let it be a lesson to you the importance of strength, dear boy.
I was lucky. We're lucky. What strength is that?
I watched you pull a horse out of your pocket.
And I see shadows moving around whenever you walk. I don't know how. It just happens.
And I'm a living scarecrow.
Yeah, nothing makes sense here. You're all right. Is there like a way that we can like sort of shout like one of those megaphones in the train to let the person know that everything seems to be fine here?
You were made
Hey, you can
clear.
always
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you were made aware that if you chose to speak to the vagrant is able to hear you and he is able to respond.
okay. Unless
Um,
someone else. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I said unless someone else says. Corvin's just gonna speak to the vagrant and says, um, "Front, everything seems to be working fine up here."
Oh, thank goodness. That's good to hear. Uh, all right. Well, in that case, you all feel free to make your way on back into the rest of the train. Enjoy the rest of the ride. I'm sure the rest of things should be a right, peaceful trip here. I'm sorry, I'm a bit distracted. The crowd is getting real aggravated right about now. Um, but yeah. Thank you all. It's good to know that everything's all right going on back there.
Oh, no problem.
At about that same time, you all see as there's the tank in the center briefly whirls up, and you hear the sound of what sounds like it's a mild scream, almost muffled scream, as you see a burst of energy going from that fuel tank in the center, running along that floor piping towards the furnace of the actual train proper, and there is a flare of light bursting forth from there. That catches all of you briefly off guard. You all turn away, just kind of shielding your eyes from the light towards the door that you entered in through, and you see, illuminated by the ghostly green light, you see your shadows cast against the wall, four shadows specifically. And a moment too late, Corvin, you realize there should only be three shadows. I'm only counting characters proper, not your familiar menagerie. There should only be three shadows. As fear grips you, as the shadow of Corvin opens its eyes of ghostly green, a tilt and a crick comes to its neck as a glowing mouth opens in the shadow. And you hear a voice, a very familiar voice, say, "Now you'll see." Up above in the piping, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but very similar to when Pride ever takes the field. There are eyes that open up above in the piping up above you guys as these tendrils of shadow now suddenly launch themselves towards the fuel tank. Branch-like tendrils of shadow whip out from the twisting piping running along the ceiling, shattering the circular window on the storage tank, and begin to pour into the iron capsule. The glowing soul coals, the spirits that you have been hearing, begin to darken to a ghastly near black green before violently shooting through the pipes into the firebox as the fuel storage completely empties. It goes completely dark before your eyes, and the flame within the firebox begins to rage, begins to pulse before it suddenly goes dark, as corruption, which could not previously get into this tender for it being sealed, but has clung to you this entire path and has made its way in with you into the tender, makes its way to the power source of the ghost-like locomotive. You hear the train groan mechanically. There is a scream of metal and iron that resonates through the entire train. I need you all to roll initiative as the heavy iron door on the firebox bends and flies off of its hinges.
Oh boy.
Get some music changed here.
I'm going to look at Corbin and I'm going to say, take advantage, Hollow Root first. I'm straight. But I'm going to look at Corbin and say, well, if your goal was to sabotage and destroy the train, you succeeded. You saved the souls.
But that wasn't... What? That...
I feel like you don't know what you want.
I don't know what I want. I don't know what that is. And let's see here. Sure, surprise.
As two opponents appear, one, the shadow that now detaches from Corvin and reforms into the phantom train hopper, and emerging from the engine.
Let's see here.
Ooh.
There we go.
Is this lovely figure.
Don't like that. Oh.
Emerging from the firebox of the Goat Light Express, this being of iron and metal that almost seems reminiscent of the train itself, of fire and smoke, as you even hear in close proximity the moans and screams of the souls that are bound that make up this creature, as the Soulfire Stoker emerges from the engine, enraged and empowered by it. Get this stuff organized. As, quick question, does anyone have the alert feat?
No.
No.
I don't
Rose,
think
you're usually good about having the alert feat. Okay, no.
so. I
All
don't
right.
think so this time. Nope.
Oh, I almost forgot one other thing. I need to change the background. So we are going to send that to the back. As
Ooh.
the corruption begins to pour out from the train as a whole. Tatterbell, you are no longer surprised. You now have a reaction. Corvin, you start your turn in that blackened mist. You take 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And you now have a reaction once your turn comes to an end. Hollowroot, your turn comes to an end. You are... Look at you. You're just in the fog, but you're not in the mist. So I believe you are okay.
Yay.
Turn comes to an end. You now have your reaction. Your various familiars now have their reaction. The Phantom Train Hopper is going to immediately turn around, and he is going to make an attack at Tatterbell.
No, not Winton. Oh, okay.
He's not going to attack your critter. God damn it! But a 6 does not hit. All right, that is going to be his turn. Grand Duke, you, I think, are good. You are not in the mist. Your turn comes to an end. You now have your reaction. Oh, the Soulfire Stoker. Let me look at his things. He is going to go. You see, as almost serpentine, he winds his way forward. He's going to make his way directly into this space here. Actually, no. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. He evokes an attack of opportunity from Corvin and Hollowroot if they wish to take it.
Yeah.
25.
I will absolutely take it.
Okay.
With a 19.
23.
40. Both will hit. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Or, see, you hit quarterstaff. You do not have shillelagh on yet, correct?
No, I don't. I have to wait till I.
Okay, cool. So that is 7. Cut down to 3. And Corbin is 6. Cut down to 3. As passing through all of you guys, you all take 8 points of fire damage as he suddenly wraps through, coursing over all of you and circles back around into the center, its form wrapping around that tank. Using his action. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is a reroll. 2, Hollow Root.
Yes.
10 to hit you.
No.
All right. You are good. His turn is going to come to an end. At the end of each of the Stoker's turn, each creature within 5 feet of the Stoker takes 3 points of necrotic damage. Which is, looking at it, that's going to be Corbin, Hollow Root, and Grand Duke.
I would like to use my reaction to use Malediction
Go for it.
as I yell, hate! He has disadvantage on his next Wisdom, Intelligence, or Charisma saving throw. I pick Wisdom.
Okay, so he's got disadvantage on Wisdom checks. Noted. And there's no save against that? That's just a thing that happens?
Let's see. As an action or a reaction when you're hit, you can use this feature a number of times in your Charisma modifier. Long rest. Nope, no save.
Okay, cool. Awesome. That is going to bring an end to the Soulfire Stoker's turn. Top of the round, everyone has their turn in action economy appropriately. Tatterbell, you have the Phantom Hopper directly in front of you. This flaming elemental death creature that has just wrapped its way and has started setting your friends on fire.
I was really hoping I'd Misty Step. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action first, and I'll have Giggle Hex attack it.
Okay. So Giggle Hex attacks. Go ahead and roll those down to raised areas there.
3 and a 1.
And this is directed at who?
The one in front of me.
At the Phantom Hopper? Okay. So that's a Wisdom save and a Dex save. Wisdom, Dex. 12 against Dazzling, so that is Charmed. Yep. Speed is halved and it's disadvantage on attack rolls. 17 against Frost Ray. So he dodges out of the way of that, and I don't believe Frost Ray has damage on success, so it just dodges out of the way. As Giggle Hex floats up, the eyes start firing out these card emblem rays at it. One manages to land on it pretty cleanly, and the other, his form almost seems to like twitch unnaturally out of the way. And you still hear like the crackle of bones despite him being a shadow.
That's my bonus action. It says he's charmed. I'm hoping that means I can walk away without him getting an op attack, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to move before I take my action, see if that helps.
I think with the familiar one, it would be he is charmed towards Giggle Hex.
Oh, okay, so he can still attack me.
Yeah, regardless though, his speed is halved and he has attacks on disadvantage attacks.
Is it half space to squeeze in between the spot here back by Oh no, this is like a train thing. I can't hop up here, huh? With this on this 4-back thing. Never mind.
No, I mean, plus you are also very much under the impression that area beyond there is exposed directly to the shroud. You'd be taking a metric ton of damage constantly if you were to try and leave proper.
I'll walk over there, look at the big void of death, and go, maybe not.
It looks so inviting, though.
I guess I'll take an Eldritch Blast at disadvantage for being in melee against the thing on right here.
All right, what are you firing at?
Why does it keep doing that?
The Soulfire Stoker? All right. Go ahead and make your attacks at disadvantage. Or your attack at disadvantage, because it's single ray. Because you're level 3.
13.
13 does. As a reminder, you do have Bless, too. Because you guys all participated in the tarot card reading. So you are all under the effects of Bless. Make sure that's being calculated in your stuff. So your roll is actually a 14.
Okay.
Which does hit.
Oh.
Double checking stuff. Da, 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 da. Huh. That's interesting, but okay. And he appears to take full damage.
Wow, even necrotic?
It appears so.
Huh. Noted.
Double check, make sure I didn't mess that up. Pretty sure, though, I got everything on there right. Load faster, please. Yep. All right. Is that it for your turn?
That will conclude my turn.
All right. Brings it into your turn. Corvin, you start in the necrotic space. You take 1 point of necrotic damage, and you may now conduct your turn.
Excellent. With me being super skittish, I instinctively bring rise to my trusty silver steed as I spin a Draugr die, and I'll recall it back to me.
I actually forgot one thing real quick. Actually, let me start with this real quick. What is the lowest everyone can roll on a Constitution saving throw?
A nat 1 gets me a 4. I just did it.
Okay. So 4.
3.
Hollow Root. 3.
Also 3.
3. And then Nost.
I'll be 5.
5. Okay. Nost is the only one who does not need to make this. But on turn count 20, I forgot about this. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw or gain 1 level of exhaustion.
11.
Good. Good.
Okay.
Good. Everyone except Corvin. Corvin is the only one who doesn't need to do this because you will succeed.
Okay.
As the corrupted fuel, there is a blast of exhaust fumes that seem to come from the engine that wash over you. It almost seems like it tries to zap the life force from you. But you get the distinct feeling that because you were able to, if it had any more fuel, say from the haints that you had managed to resolve properly, it would be a whole lot harder to resist. Your DC for it is 5. You may continue your turn as you intended, Corvin.
Excellent. I spend one of my Draugr die, and I summon my Hi-Ho Silver Steed, as I'll have it manifest.
Move that back.
There we go.
There we go. All right, as you hop onto this steed, riding on top of it, is your Dark Rider steed immune to necrotic damage?
My Dark Rider steed is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Not resistant to necrotic.
Okay, so it will take 2 points of damage. It manifests.
It's okay. That's what I do. So I'm immediately going to strike at the target with advantage. But I'm also going to spend an additional Draugr die to make sure that this thing is considered the grapple condition. So I will forego one of my attacks to magically call forth a ghostly hand around the creature, then 60 feet of myself, and I will grab it. So I have to roll a Draugr, which is a D6. And it has to make a Constitution saving throw. The Constitution DC to beat this would be a 14.
So it makes a con save. It rolls a 12, so it takes the necrotic damage, you said?
It takes necrotic damage plus your Constitution modifier, so that'll be 2 plus 3, so 5.
So it takes 5 points of necrotic damage.
Yep, and it's
All
grappled
right.
now.
So you leap up onto this your silver steed, the steed that you now know comes from your very soul, from the artwork that you have made. As you then summon forth these silver hands that begin to emerge out from the ground, reaching up to grab and grapple this soulfire stoker. And while they do inflict damage, they do not seem to be able to get a grasp upon him, as he is unfortunately immune to the grapple condition.
Makes sense.
But your damage is done, as they almost seem to rip parts of this flame and this smoke from its form.
All right, excellent, awesome, and that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, that brings an end to your turn. Hollow Roots.
Hollow Root will grow in size as part of a bonus action, and casting Shillelagh. His armor classes increase. The stick becomes more gnarled and sticky, and he will now attack with his Shillelagh. The ghost in front of him, obviously.
Okay. I thought you might want to attack like Corvin, possibly.
Yeah, I'm going to take
All
his
right,
horse out
24 to
right out from under him.
24 will hit. Your damage is now magical. So that will hit, and that will do 7 points of damage.
He now has disadvantage on attacking anyone but me because of the
Okay.
Elderwood sap.
Noted.
Back the
Okay.
debuffs, guys.
All right, that brings an end to your turn.
Bonus. Yeah, I can't command my critters because those are bonus actions, but they're just gonna start screeching on the shoulder.
They start cheering.
Yep.
So they're on you presently.
Yeah, it's just hard to have them both sitting on me.
Yeah, no worries. I am just going to move these guys over to here, indicate that they are on you.
Thank you.
I love
All
that
right.
you've got one to sit on the left side of the square and one on the right side of the square. It never works that way for me. Good for you.
Yeah, you got to hit Alt.
Oh, you altered it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only way.
Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna square up on that left corner every time.
Mhm.
All right, this brings us to then the Phantom Hopper's turn.
If you highlight them, right click, hit advanced options and group, it'll keep it like that.
I will fiddle with that later. That is a good thing to keep in mind. That'd been great to know like 3 weeks ago.
Well, it also makes
right.
it to where you can't select one or the other. Every time you move them, they will move as a pair. It's good for when people are mounted.
Gotcha. All right, this Phantom Hopper, he has disadvantage on all attacks, if I remember correctly, from your from the dazing ray.
Yep.
Speed is halved. It has disadvantage on attack rolls. Okay, he is. What is he going to do? No, he's going to keep picking on Tatterbell. As you again see that the body continues to twist, and like as if his joints do not sit quite right. He's going to attempt to make a strength drain attack against you at disadvantage. Oh, that would be real great if it was straight. But that is a 7 to hit.
No.
No, okay. You do not take 7 points of necrotic damage and have your strength score reduced by 2. And yeah, he's gonna hang out there. Grand Duke.
So Hunch the owl, who has flyby attack, is going to fly away, and I'm going to yell, "Hunch now!" And you're going to see as he pulls out a can opener. and when he pulls out the can opener, it explodes with light as he uses my witch mark to cast guiding bolt. Let me throw that text up here.
Nice.
My here we go, witch mark.
Which long you muted mountain second you chose a can opener.
I did. So we've got guiding bolt. 2.
19 to hit will indeed hit. You're aiming this, I'm assuming, at Hollow Root, correct?
Yeah.
Because it's time to take him out after he broke your
Nope.
heart. Are you sure?
No, there's always time
Okay.
for second. There's time for makeup in Act 2.
All right. So that is 19. That's a 19 to hit. That will indeed hit for 19 points of radiant damage, which is then doubled to 38 points of radiant damage. As once again, you fire this thing, an entire portion of his body just seems to vanish. His entire lower body is disintegrated in this light as he falls to the ground, and it looks almost like he coughs up something, this strange almost blackish ichor, as that grin just kind of, that neck kind of rotates and looks towards you, and again that bizarre crooked grin upon his face as you once again hear him say, "Now you see." And as he collapses onto the ground, you see his body seems to melt, liquefy, and fall through the boards underneath the train. He's dead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's dead, Jim.
All right. And then, with that in mind, I'm gonna stroll on this way. Will provoke, but it'd be a disadvantage.
He will indeed take that attack, that seer attack,
'Cause
at
I'm not hollow.
disadvantage. That is 15 to hit.
15 misses by 1.
Okay.
And then now that I'm here, I'm going to cast Bane. He has disadvantage on this save because I hate him so much from earlier.
Yep, because that wisdom save. 16.
Balls. I mean, is there anything I could do to subtract from that? I don't think there is.
Are you a shaman with evil eye?
No.
I don't think you can. Are you a bard with cutting words?
Dark drought. No. Nope.
You know, if he was already baned, this would be a great moment for it. But
Yep.
all right, you attempt to curse him, but this being is a fragment or a piece of this train itself. This train, which is a force of fate. This thing is part of an absolute fact of the world, which is this train, and it cannot be baned, at least not right now.
Okay. Fine. Kill him. Can I just back up? That's my turn.
All right. That brings us to his turn. He is going to take the disengage action. He is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, as he, using his 40-foot movement speed, just sweeps through everyone in the entire train. Actually, no, 40, he's going to land here where the Phantom Hopper was. Get off my initiative. He's going to land here. Everyone's going to take, because he passes through your bodies, everyone takes 3 points of fire damage. And as a bonus action, where's my measuring tool? What is this? It's 30 feet. Yeah, I think he'll be able to hit you guys.
Reaction, I yell rot. Because I malediction him again. Next time he takes damage, he takes an extra 10 necrotic.
Extra 10 points of necrotic, and he can't regain hit. Okay, that is good. But I need everyone in that cone, which is Corvin, Hollow Root and the Dark Rider Steed to make a dexterity saving throw against the spectral steam. I really wish this thing actually did damage, but
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Let's roll a dex save. That is a 14 for my mount. And let's see here. There we go.
14 mount, Hollow Root 21, Corvin
22. God bless.
Okay. And then Corbin, you're safe for yourself.
There we go. I am rolling for. I'm going to go for 2 different ones.
Okay. As this steam blasts out, but you're able to all sort of kind of duck and cover behind this fire tank in the center of the room, and you are not covered in an illuminating presence that prevents you from being able to hide or turn invisible. He is going to end his turn there. Grand Duke and Tatterbell, you each take 8 points of necrotic damage as he ends his turn within 5 feet of you. Why are there so many giggle hexes?
No,
Rose, do you want the giggle hex in your? Do you want the giggle hex in your space or the giggle hex in his space?
My space, please.
Okay.
Oh no.
Is giggle hex on your person, or is giggle hex floating in his own little space?
He's in my square above me, but
Okay.
it's small, but
Well, so what I'm wanting to know is if he is equipped to you and therefore not going to take this damage, or if he is in his own space and therefore is going to take this damage.
he was in his own space. Technically.
All right, so he will also take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Okie dokie.
All right, and that is going to bring an end to his turn. Top of the round, Tatterbell.
I'm going
The
to.
ship's been replaced by a fire entity.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast him at disadvantage and use my repelling blast on it.
Okay, make me that attack roll.
19 to hit.
Well, it'd be 50. Yeah, it would be 19 to hit. 19 to hit will hit. So he is pushed back 5 feet, 10 feet.
10 feet.
He's pushed back to there. He takes 8 points of necrotic damage, and then I believe 10 points from your rot effect. For a total of 18. All right. So that is your main action.
Yep, so bonus action Giggle Hex will Iray.
This goes pew pew. What is 4? Okay, so 2 telekinetic rays. That's strength saves?
Yep.
Oh, he's so good at strength saves. He rolled a 2 and a 16, so you get to throw him 30 feet once.
You said back here looks bad, right?
Back here, yes. Looks like it is back in this area. Looks like it is filled with that corrupting essence that is pouring out of this train.
I'm shoving him that way.
Okay, so you throw him directly through Corvin and his steed, correctly?
No. Doesn't that hurt him?
I mean, you can shove him straight back if you want. I was just asking, if you wanted to show that uppity little imp who's boss and just throw him over there and have him pass right through their space.
No, the little imp is currently going to be in between me and that thing, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Okay, so we'll shove him straight back in there.
Yeah.
All right. Is that everything for you?
I believe so.
All right. Brings it into your turn. Turn count 20. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from everyone? If you roll less than a 5. Actually, you guys have bless. Yeah. Oh, John.
5.
Oh, almost. Almost.
You almost got one.
Yep. Okay, yep. And I don't think Corvin can fail. So again, that pulse comes out, but you are unaffected by it. The haints that you have helped on this train seem to somehow be providing some kind of protection to you. That brings us to Corbin's turn.
All right. Excellent. I command the high ho silver as we then move over together as Corvin is holding on to the Dark Rider steed, holding on to its mane, and the piece of its own fragment of soul is directing him. The inner brave little soldier inside this little imp is telling him to protect everyone here. As
You do both take 3 points of necrotic damage. Just side note.
Thank you for letting me know that. I almost forgot about that. There we go. Let me put that in for my steed here. As I will strike out against him, the creature with advantage with the rapier. 17.
17 will hit for 9, cut in half to 4 points of damage as you stab into him. It is very evident that this creature is on the brink of dissolution, or there's just something about it that makes it clear to you, if just a little bit more, and this thing will be disrupted.
All right. And that'll be the end of my current turn. Or as I am holding this thing back.
Hollow Root. This is your moment.
I take it I can't see the guy from here.
You know that he is in that back corner, and you can see a path to get to him. It would require you to go through this corrupting mist, but you do. He is, for the most part, he's got full cover right now because of the Dark Steed and Corvin.
Go here.
Okay.
And I will cast Starry Wisp.
Okay. You do take 2 points of necrotic damage.
All right.
Ooh. I like that.
Really?
1 point of radiant. 1 point of radiant damage as you step into the presence of death itself, and you call to yourself this little bit of light, thinking this will be an end to it as you fire this off at him through this train, striking into him, but its power diminishes almost as if death itself is consuming the light, and it only gets a single point of damage on him.
Yep, but he's glowing now, so he can't be invisible.
Yep.
And then they're gonna come back over here.
Glowing Stoker, which, by the way, has been glowing this whole time. Yeah. He's now glowing brighter. It brings an end to your turn, Grand Duke.
I'm going to start arguing Hunch. I'm going to look at that stupid ball of cards. It can shoot death beams out just like the little doll. The least you can do is throw a rock. And Hunch is going to fly over and use the magic stone that I cast earlier. He's going to throw a rock.
Out of frustration, this little owl comes over and just... Is he holding it in his talon, in his beak? How does he do this?
He's holding it in his talon, and he just flies up. He spins around like 3 times, launches it, and then crashes into the wall.
Okay. I'd say because of the wall here, because there's this little bit of gap, and because of Hunch's size, I'm gonna give him 3/4 cover, which I think is a plus 5 to AC. Even if you were at disadvantage, 17 plus 2, 19, that will hit for 9 points of magical damage, correct?
Magical bludgeoning damage, yep. Because it's a magic.
How does Hunch want to do this? He's got 2 hit points left.
Yeah, a whole bunch like that. I sit there, I yell that line at him, and he's, yes, Uncle Dookie, and he flies, and he, and throws the stone and crashes into the wall, hits the ground, gets tangled up in some loose wires and cord and rope, and he looks worse than the thing as the stone just happens to bounce off of a pipe and then off of the ground and hit this thing right underneath on the ricochet.
And it does it. This brief argument occurs, and out of nowhere, like an air, like a pilot's hat appears on his head as he goes through, and he gets caught in this mesh of Christmas lights that just randomly seem to be here. Throws the rock, and it goes ting 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 ting, and smacks it, cracking that light in the center of its face. As you take this thing down. It is kaput.
Nephew, come to Uncle Dookie.
There's this brief moment where it's oh, as he starts to fly towards you, and then is immediately pulled back by all the wires that he is caught in. So, as this battle comes to a close, this mist is still pouring out of this engine. You hear the groan of metal all around you, the groan and the scream of metal and wood. As it all occurs to you in this moment that though this thing was raging, though this stoker had emerged from the engine and was trying to kill you, this stoker was also the power source of the train. I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw. As a massive ripple courses through the entirety of this train.
Can I use inspiration on this from last week?
Absolutely. Same rules like we normally play with. Your inspiration is proficiency +1 is what you got available to use, what the max you can store up, and everyone got inspiration last week. All right, so Tatterbell's got a 15. We got a 19 from Corvin Prime. Corvin, does your ride have advantage on dex saves? I thought I saw something like that.
It does. Oh wait,
Okay.
it does not have advantage, but it has when subjected to an effect. So I just take half.
Okay. Gotcha. If you failed, which your DC is 13, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as suddenly the train shakes with turbulence and an ear-splitting blare rings out. An instant later, there is a vicious jolt as the train comes to an abrupt and violent stop. The sound of splintering wood, groaning steel fills the cabin, and the far wall rips free. You are ejected from the tender as the train rips itself apart, as it is evicted from the shroud, and you are thrown into the dark of night as the Ghostlight Express crashes. Change our music here.
Did you say 6 or 16 damage?
6.
Tracking.
Nope, that's a little bit too angelic. I need ominous music. All right. As the ghost light crashes, you are all tossed about, steel and wood, casting all around you. You are falling through the air of a dark blackened forest. You see the flickers of steel and fire as cars are crashing all around you. There are the screams of souls, perhaps, flooding your ears as your lives flash before your eyes, or rather, your previous one. You see your childhood, your families, your loves, your triumphs, your failures, your tragedies, and at last your ends. And then darkness. And then something you forgot. The time between. Your soul untethered, you drift like a mist through an endless forest, growing ever darker as your soul is drawn deeper and deeper into the gloom, till at last you are surrounded by what feels like sheer blackness. Then from the dark, like angry blazing stars, 3 eyes open and gaze upon you. The blackness shifts and takes on a shape. A four-legged beast with wings that spread to blot out the sky, massive in form as the three eyes arise and the silhouette of a head forms around them, the shadow of six great horns twisting and coiling above it. And part of you realizes this is not your first time seeing this being, this entity. You have all seen them once before, yes, just like that cover on the book. You have all seen this being somewhere before. You have seen the eyes, the wings, the hooves, the eyes. And then darkness took it from your memory. But it is there nonetheless, and in this moment you recall. From the darkness surrounding you, a voice is heard. Six horns his crown, his kingdom all. For life delicious, heed his call. The beast lowers his head towards you, the blazing eyes piercing your soul, and at last the creature speaks to each of you in turn, with a voice filled with honey and the subtle growl of a dragon. My beloved Petra, my most beloved of artists, for you the world revealed its truth. They struggle and strive and kill and climb. They scream and tear and cry sublime, only to wake up again and again to continue. Such tragedy. Such undelicious tragedy, they'd call it. But you, my treasured Petra, you have seen the truth. Tragedy? No. Such life is a comedy of the macabre, and you embraced it and shared it with the world. Truly, life deliciously, as you displayed for all the futility of their strivings. But my poor, poor Petra, you could not finish, could you? Incomplete, tragically undelicious. I shall amend. Hiram, you had vision, and you took it. Yes, most delicious of life, to take what you want for yourself, to make it happen, to build and carve and rise above. But once you had it, you could not stop. Industry you brought. An empire built of iron and stone and blood and fire, and you could not stop. No, Hiram, you had to keep building, compelled to build, or all would be lost. You feared losing everything, and you never truly tasting, and everything was taken away, most undelicious. I shall amend. Corvin, the eyes come very close. You feel the hot breath upon your very soul. And if you had a body to shudder, you likely would, as this being whispers to you. You punish yourself. But this should not be. You made the right choice to send your son away. You are broken, Silverman, shattered in two. You could not love him. You cannot even love yourself. Better to free yourself of him. It was the right choice for both of you, yet you could not let it go, and you suffered for it. Could you have loved him as he needed? No. Had he stayed, you both would have suffered. You had life delicious, and you did not embrace it. But do not fear. I shall amend. My most beloved Duke Reedmore, how tragic is your fate. You sought to live and were denied. You sought to taste and were restrained. Where is justice? Where is fairness? The eyes grow close to you, and though you cannot see it for the darkness, you feel as if you are embraced by heavy, leathery wings. He stole from you your fate. He took from you your due, your fame, your prestige, your noble bearing. You were robbed of life delicious by a crowing fool. And at every turn when you sought to make right, he stole from you again. It is not your fault, my beloved Duke. Your grace was stolen, but I shall make you mine. Come to me and become my Duke. For my kingdom is ever night, and my kingdom is all. You will taste and see that life is delicious. I shall amend. So awaken, awaken, my chosen. Awaken anew, for life delicious awaits. A second chance, a second life. I shall amend and earn my due. I ask but one thing in return. And the vision ends. The memory fades. You each awaken in the dark, in the woods, surrounded by broken trees and branches, steel and iron and wood scattered about, broken carriages cast all around you. Give me 1 second while I copy and paste. There we go.
Oh man,
Each
more great
awaken.
custom maps, Mason. Holy
Oh, yeah.
smokes! Look at that. Oh man.
Looks great.
As you all awaken in the woods, in the dark. Let's get some music changed. Let's change this up to this. And let's go this. You wake up each and look around. You are able to see each other within range. Though you do not heal, you do enjoy the effects of a short rest. As you have been passed out for some time, you know not how long. And as you look around, your eyes are drawn upwards into the sky, and you see the moon. But this is not the moon you all recall from your own worlds, except for you, Hiram. You look up and you see the crescent moon that hangs above you, and it is gargantuan. It sheds a sickly milk light upon the surrounding forest. But beyond just the size, it is the shape that fills you with unease. The haggard face of a crone, leering down at you with mad eyes, past a long, bent nose and an ever-present grin filled with crooked teeth. You don't know why, you don't know how, but you feel that you are being watched while you are under this moon. The field is yours as you awaken in the woods, this clearing.
Oh, my back.
People. What about the Phil and his wife Lily or whatever? They promised me work. They promised me a position, and I could start desperately looking for Druskenvald.
As you look around, where am I at? As you look around, you do not see the Druskenwalds immediately, but you do see the vagrant moving amongst the wreckage, looking around at it. He is panicking He is looking around desperately. He looks almost like he is in shock, though he appears to be uninjured for the most part.
Another happy landing. Haha. Hello there.
I don't know. I don't understand what happened. Oh, you're alive! Oh, thank goodness. Are you all right? As you see him hop over, leaping from tree to debris to all that stuff, making his way over to all of you, reaching out and helping those of you who are still on the ground stand your way up. I don't know. I don't know what happened. That shouldn't have been. That shouldn't have been possible. This has never happened before. The train was like something ripped it out of the shroud, out of its travels. It shouldn't be possible.
Something burst out, and when it
Yes,
did,
some sort of strange horse.
A horse? A horse burst out? Burst out from where?
His pockets.
As Grand Duke points at you, Corvin.
It's not me. I don't know what that was.
It was a horse.
It was a horse? What kind of a horse can take down a train?
Don't know, but it was a strange spectral horse that was covered in silver flames. But Corvin tamed it and rode it until it kicked him off, and the entire train derailed.
So you did this? He says as he turns to look at you, Corvin.
I look over at the Grand Duke and say, "No, I didn't do anything. I tried helping. Um, it, shadow things came out. You all saw it, right? Everyone saw that, right? It wasn't just me. They came from the corners. They manifest, and then everything blew up behind us. I tried to protect everyone.
Wait,
Yes, his
wait.
shadow
You mean
attacked everything.
shadow? Wait, you don't mean that shadowy fella who attacked you earlier, right? The one who broke the train?
Oh no,
No,
we
this
mean
one was Corvin's shadow.
it came out of Corvin's shadow. No, we mean exactly that. You're the one from Act 1, in the beginning. The final boss returned.
Oh no, not Act 1, page 3.
With Act 1, page 3.
Oh, it's where usually in the play, it introduces the boss at the beginning, makes it a very big challenge. You can't defeat him because he's better than you, and then he does, something like this, where you think it's the last fight, and it's actually not. So I guess we're actually in beginning of Act 3, not the end. I thought this was the end of Act 3, but I guess not.
Oh, see, the Vagrant has pulled out what looks like a small little script book, and he's like flipping through it.
How fitting then that my dear nephew Hunch killed both of those monsters.
Right. I don't understand.
I
Nothing.
don't either, but he surely did.
Nothing should be able to derail the Ghostlight Express. It would take a being of incredible power and malevolency to be able to do such a thing. Looks over at Corbin.
I look at Hunch.
Hunch shrinks. As this go on.
Oh no, Corvin
You
just
mean like
says,
a being that can speak in our heads?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Like the voice in your head. Usually it's a conscience. Mine's on vacation, but I mean the like an actual voice. It's not mine.
I don't understand. It's, all right, we need to. Has anyone seen the Druskenwalds at all? The Lord and Lady. Has anyone seen them? Right about at this time, you hear, Phil, I can walk on my own. Nonsense, dear. I would never be able to forgive myself if you cut your foot on any of this debris. And you look over and you see Philip not only carrying Adela, but she is actually like sitting on his shoulder. He's got one arm up, holding her on his shoulder, and he is hiking his way towards you all, holding her with one hand, and over the other, he's got his cane and their luggage on the backside hanging from said cane as he is walking towards you all. Ah, there we are. That's the vagrant and oh, the nice real people we were talking to earlier. Now, Adela, if I set you down, do you promise to not go anywhere? I don't want to see you get yourself cut. Hill, I am absolutely fine. I'm perfectly capable of hiking through this place myself. If you just let me get into this case, I can get out my hiking boots and we'll be all perfectly fine. They appear completely unharmed.
Orvin just sort of like just gives like a sigh of relief. Oh, thank heavens,
Oh, thank
you're
goodness.
you're right.
Why, of course we're all right. You think a train can take me out? Ha ha! Boy, I am the Lord of Druskenvald. Takes a lot more than a train crash to kill me.
All right then. Oh, you
Well,
know where we are? Does anyone know where we are?
the vagrant takes a moment, looks around, and says, let's see. Well, it's a little bit easier whenever the train is up and running, but it feels like you see his tongue, his long tongue, kind of lashes out, like almost as if he's tasting the air, and before it's popped back into his mouth. Yeah, we're not. We're probably. Which voice am I doing? We're probably about I'll say probably about an hour or two out from tastes like Wickamore Hollow. We made it to just the land, the proper lands proper. Oh, thank goodness. Really hate if we ended up in someplace terrifying like Barovia. But we made it all right. It might take a little bit of hiking, but y'all should be able to make it. I think. Though I would appreciate it if you all would help me out. I can feel her calling for help as he kind of hops off and starts moving along the wreckage, making his way forward. He makes his way over to this section. It's kind of over here.
Tatabel, you look incredibly parched. Here, drink this mysterious liquid.
If this kills me again, I'll haunt you.
Promise. And then I'm gonna fly up, see if I can get a better look around us.
All right. As you fly up, give you guys an idea of the environment. The gargantuan hag moon that floats above this land emanates enough light that for now everything is more or less considered in bright light. But that only extends for probably about 30 feet from wherever you all outside of that range. There is a gloom that seems to obstruct your vision, and though everything is well lit, the light created by this moon almost seems to cast shadows through the trees, giving it almost an ominous sense, a pressing presence as you all um, follow after the vagrant through your various means. Philip and Adela also following along after. And we're actually going to take this opportunity to go ahead and take a quick break, with that said. So, for those of you watching, thank you for watching so far. Hope you're enjoying things. We'll be back in just a few minutes after we take a quick break. and welcome back. Where we last left off, you were all in the woods of Druskenvald, the crooked moon glaring down at you from above, the sickly moonlight lighting this darkened forest, though in no way bringing a sense of comfort, as the shadows cast by the trees are long and seem to blend and meld into each other. Only at about 30 feet out does the light seem to cease to provide any assistance to you all, and you cannot help but feel the constant sense that something is watching. But as you all make your way along, following after the vagrant, Philip once again having picked up his wife Adela, chasing after the vagrant, you see the damage that has been done to these woods. You see the damage of what appears to be almost as if the train had come from above, crashing through the trees down in a downward angle before the main locomotive of the train landed. And as actually you see on here on the map, you see the grooves that it cut into the ground where it broke apart an entire tree. And as you finally at last catch up to the vagrant who is moving around these roots, the train hidden somewhere up in this tangle of roots and branches, you find him trying to pull on these roots that, even as you see, seem to be rapidly growing up in circling and entangling the main locomotive of the train. No, come on. As you hear the vagrant trying to pull and pulling out like little tools to try and start chipping away at these roots, but to no effect. He does not seem to be making any progress on freeing the main locomotive. Oh, the rest of you followed. I hate to be a burden, but if we can just get the ghost light itself, the locomotive here, if we can get her free, she can get the rest of the train put together all on her own. Once we get the spark relit.
Okay. How can how can I help? Do you need help fixing it up?
I, I I just need help trying to get these roots off. Um, I need to get
All
a
right.
couple. I need to get a couple soul cans as well. He starts patting himself down. I usually keep some spares on here to be able to get the fire relit, but oh no, I only got about 3 on me. I think 3 others got blown clear. Um, I could use someone looking through the forest trying to find them. They should be pretty easy to find. They'll grow with the same light of the ghost light itself. And I don't know if any of you are particularly strong or able, but I could use some help getting the train itself undone. And as he finishes saying this, Philip steps up, sets Adela down. It's like, well then, I suppose it's time for this lord to demonstrate his power. Move aside, I'll get her free in a jiffy. As he flourishes his cane after setting down his wife, points the silver goat head that seems to gleam in the light of the crooked moon at the wreck. And there's a brief moment where you see a light in the eyes of his cane. There is a tension in the air. You swear you see the air about him seem to bend, and you get the sudden sensation that Philip is very about to demonstrate a massive amount of power, and then nothing. Sort of looks at his cane, shakes it a little bit, points it back, and then once again you see that light, that tension, and nothing happens. Huh? That doesn't seem quite right. Philly, did you drink too much while we were on the train? I only asked because I know sometimes you have some performance issues when you've been drinking a little bit too much. And it's a perfectly natural and normal thing to happen to anyone in this sort of circumstance. But I mean, it might be. It's fine. It's fine, Adela. I Perhaps the tumble temporarily disrupted my powers. No worries. You little, I do apologize. What was your name again, little Ashbourne fella?
Corvin?
Corvin. You and I, we're going to start taking those roots apart, and we're going to get this train free in a jiffy. And he takes off his jacket and gets down to his undershirt. Adela takes his jacket, his vest, and very sheepishly pulls out a fan and covers her face while she watches him do this the entire time.
Corvin sort of like he looks around and says, I'll come around, and he'll just follow behind him.
Yep. Well, he's gonna be buried over here in the thicket because the train itself, the ghost slide itself, is buried somewhere back in here.
Yeah, okay.
Tatterbell says she wants to fly up to the same height as the Grand Duke and watch from above.
All right. Are you guys doing anything else up there, or are you just hanging?
I did the create bonfire, and then Hunch is did a perception check to look for the cans.
All right. Hunch.
Got a 19.
Yeah, he easily enough. He starts flying around. He starts pointing out where they are. They are very easy to find. These soul cans, because as I said, they are they glow. And you immediately get the sense that these are similar to the very same soul coals that you saw in that tank on the train itself proper.
Hollowroot
As
will
you cast
pick up
this,
the cans.
Hollowroot heads on out and he starts picking up the cans. You cast this bonfire. I'm assuming to help try and burn these roots away. Grand Duke.
Yeah, that's the idea, is to try and burn the roots away, and then Tatterbell wants to cast a spell too. I'm about to post it off of her sheet real quick. She announced through the walls.
Okay. So as you keeping along, as you cast this bonfire spell and it starts to take on some of these roots, in the parts where the roots seem to catch fire, immediately new roots spring up and smother out the flame, almost as if this thing is actively fighting against you. And then Tatterbell is casting Dispel.
A spell.
Oh, a spell. They said Dispel.
There it is. She casts Flock of Familiars.
Oh God. Okay, hold on.
It's a great spell.
I'm tired. Familiar summon the spell can tell back late. Okay.
One will pop up with every suit of the card deck.
Okay. Where's Giggle Hex? Because it's basically like Giggle Hex, right? Or no, they're their own thing.
Hex, yeah. So we've got
one. We have Giggle Hex Prime, 2, 3. So she's got 4 Giggle Hexes. Oh God.
Club, Heart, Spade, and Diamond are their names.
Club, Hearts, Spade, and Diamonds. All right,
I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you. As the Giggle Hex suits appear, are they doing anything particular? Are they searching? Are they looking?
They start searching, but the spell takes a minute. So that's what she's doing for the minute while people are wrestling with that thing. Is she's casting that, and you just see Giggle Hex mitosis.
Gotcha. For the most part, this is what's about to take place is going to take place over the course of, we can say roughly an hour. For the sake of, you're spending this resource, I'm going to say you'll still be good at the end of this hour. They'll still be up come the end of the hour. Should anything, happen, of course. Not that anything will happen. That'd be ridiculous.
That'd be crazy.
Hunch and Hollowroot are making their way around. They're finding these soul cans. Corvin, you and Philip are working tirelessly to get these roots off. And you do notice Philip does not Philip is does not appear to be like the rich guy who doesn't have a clue what he's doing. He's like being very coordinated with you. He actually seems to almost like he knows how to do landscaping, and how to deal with like roots and things like this. But even as you are both working together, any progress that you seem to make is almost immediately undermined. You remove one root and three more take its place, as more and more the locomotive seems to be getting more enraptured by these roots. The vagrant, in the meantime, is trying to dig through, making his way towards the broken firebox. As Hollow Root brings these soul cans to him, he starts preparing to reignite the fire of the ghost light itself. Uh, Grand Duke, are you doing anything during this time?
Well, since my one spell wasn't working, at least not to any sort of useful effect that I was hoping for, what I will do instead is I will ritually cast my Unseen Servant, and I will keep ritually casting Unseen Servant. So there are 6 of them helping on this. They're not very strong, but they can do the grunt work.
You got a bunch of these little unseen servants that show up. They're handling a shovel that has just come out of nowhere, and they're like trying to pry these off. And they do. You get an entire team working on this. One of them standing off to the side with a tray with lemonades on it, just in case anyone gets thirsty. Um,
Every so often, I'll walk up and rub Druskenwald's shoulders,
thank
whisper
you, thank you.
encouraging words. You're just a man, but you're doing great. You're just a man, but you're doing great.
Thank you. A little to the left, if you don't mind. Thank you.
One is polishing Hollow Root's staff.
Whoa.
Another one is handing
Okay.
handfuls of horse feed into Corvin's pockets.
Strangely, the pocket doesn't seem to get overfilled for whatever reason. There's a gentle munching sound nearby. Mechanically speaking, as you guys are doing all these things, you can take a short rest proper while you're doing these things. If you have spells that need to be recharged, they are recharged. If you have hit dice you would like to roll, you may roll them. If there's any short rest resources you want to spend real quick, you may do so. Despite the fact that you are narratively doing all these different things, you get the benefits of a short rest.
I have short rest resource spell slots. I have cure wounds. Is anybody hurt?
I am.
Damn, you took a beating.
I did take a beating.
20 points of healing with the first cast. As I yell, "Live!" and Hunch comes up and bats you on the back of the shoulder. He crashes into you. Are you still missing life?
Alright.
Hollow Root, are you missing life?
4 points.
I mean, I've got to spin the spell slots to go away, or else they get wasted.
Sure.
You can do anything else with them. 25. Live! And Hunch crashes into you.
I like to think of it as Hunch is like carrying a hammer and going to make an attack blow, and you call out live. It's like, wait, we want him to live? I thought this was an inflict wounds spell.
Actually, you know what else I'd like to do? I get a once-a-day casting of Augury. At the end of this, I'd like to use that.
Okay. What within the next 30 minutes are you wishing to determine?
I want to know if freeing this locomotive will bring the vagrant the catharsis, the sense of satisfaction that he's seeking. Will he be satisfied by what happens at the end of this? Like, will we be able to get, whatever it is he's wanting?
You get wheel and woe.
Neat. I stay 60 feet above the ground.
You float 60 feet up. Let me double check my description of the area real quick.
Hold on.
Yeah, so at about 60 feet, that's when you start reaching the canopy of this forest. Where pushing through is going to be you trying to push through where the branches of this are most entangled. So you're basically in the quote roof of this area.
Okay, and how big was that? You said at the 60-foot range?
60 foot. The trees themselves are between about 60 to 80 feet tall.
Okay, yeah.
Past
I
the
want to
60
stay
foot
where
mark,
I see everything. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Team Warlock's floating.
Okay.
All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us.
So you have observation posts set up all over the place. All right. While this is all going on, you guys begin doing all these various works. Hollow Root, you bring these soul cans to the vagrant who is working on these here in the depths of the crash of this train. And he pulls out 3 more from his own pockets. He starts setting them up in front of this thing, and he begins to get them going. He lights the first one, and there is that greenish glow of that fire of what the soul fire stoker was. The same sort of energy of the soul fire stoker seemed to be made of. The less malevolent this time. As the area begins to kind of lighten up around it. He adds in another one, and it begins to get brighter and brighter. I would like Hollowroot and Corvin to give me perception checks, since you guys are on the ground.
Gotcha.
Hollowroot, as he starts getting ready to put the third one in, you start seeing there is something moving through the shadows. Something moving through the shadows of these trees, making their way there, making their way towards this train. As he puts the third one in, the ghost light begins to roar to life. The flames bursting, this energy, this ethereal, ghostly energy begins to surround this train, and you see it begin to shudder and begins to shift and begins to almost seemingly tear its own self from these roots. And in the light of this, the shadows of the trees almost seem to bend and come together. A thunderous roar shatters the stillness. The ground trembles as the ghostlight locomotive tears through the foliage, and as these shadows begin to bend and come together from this tree, from the multiple sources of light that now exist, there is a shadow of a figure with a crown of branches and a crooked neck. As you see once more, a massive form now of that crooked grin begins to spread across the trees in these shadows. As the tendrils of what is left of the phantom train hopper begin to slither through the trees and begin to pour into the smokestack of the locomotive itself. With a cacophonous groaning and creaking, the locomotive breaks free from these roots and begins to change before your eyes. There is a face that now burns itself onto the front of it. There is a face that the metal and the fire of surrounding it begins to reshape and begins to appear on the face of this train. Fire begins to plume out from the top of the smokestack as Philip, whose priority is always his wife, runs and picks up Adela, and with uncanny speed, straight up runs for it out of this clearing. The vagrant leaps free of this entire scenario as fire begins to pour out And I need everyone to roll initiative. Let me change your map here.
I will give advantage to my good friend Hollowroot as I glimpse fate. Hey!
Hey,
You're
Way
welcome.
to go.
thank you.
That is unfortunate for that. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. I need you. Go to there. You. Go to there. Can someone get me a music change while I'm fiddling with things?
Gotcha.
And as the fire from this smokestack begins to burst out, begins to fill and catch on these trees all around, this spectral flame, you see above, within the trees above where the locomotive was resting, something begins to take shape, something begins to take form. Where the fire seems to be most dense, 3 eyes begin to appear amidst the flames. As we are going to send you back as the entire arena catches fire.
Cool.
And the ghost-like locomotive comes to life. All right. Unfortunately, it rolled really badly because I'm the one rolling for it. So,
We
top
don't
of the
have
round.
Tatterbell up here yet. Do you need me to, or can you roll initiative for Tatterbell?
I got it.
Back? Oh, no, she's back.
She back?
Nope, I still hear her. She's doing stuff. Could you
All
roll
right.
initiative, please?
It has been rolled. All right. Top of the round, though, Hollow Roots. You see the ghostlight locomotive come to life, and you see this malevolent face grow upon it. And you hear the words of the Phantom Train Hopper. Now you'll know. What would you like to do?
Well, this is just lovely.
Reaction like the cry.
Bonus action. Woodwoos again.
Okay. You cast that shillelagh. The wood that you have begins to expand and create that heavy duty weapon and that shield for you.
Yes, and so that is a bonus action. Action. Going to cast Spike Growth.
Okay.
And center that on the ghost light.
Okay, that's a 20 by 20 foot space.
There's a spike growth in the spell effects.
Yep, thank you, thank you. I just need to scroll down and find that. You know what? Let's just do this. Spike growth.
Here it is.
Thank you. All right, you're centering it on it. Is it this size? Damn.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's a 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius, yeah. All right, so you're centering it kind of right there, or?
Yeah, right there. Kind of like that.
Okay, you want to send that there? Okay.
Yep.
Send the... Change layer, send that to map. Okay, that is now on the map layer.
You gotta send it. You gotta do the map to the back then. Well, I can't see it on mine. Yeah.
Oh.
Your map's in front of it, so you gotta go to the map layer, click right-click your map itself, and click send to back. And if you're doing my stack map trip, you're gonna have to rotate through your stack.
That work?
No, but if you right-click, because I can see the spike growth above the map. Maybe if you right-click that and click Send to Front, it would work.
I did right click, send it to front.
Weird. Sometimes that happens.
All right, I'm going to then just change layer, bring this to token layer. I'm going to send to backup token layer.
There we go.
Should be able to lock that in place, I think.
Yeah.
Nope. All right. Well, Corbin, you can still click your stuff, right?
Yep.
No. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Just
Just
doing a test.
don't touch that.
I will not touch it. You have my word.
Yeah, that was weird because I could send it back to the map and wait. No, we won't worry about that. Okay. All right. Spike growth. Cast. It is there upon the ground. It is there. It is a thing. When a creature moves within the area, it takes piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. Haha. I think that's 2d4 too, right? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Excellent.
And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There. Alrighty. That'll be
Okay.
it. Should be it.
All right. Brings us to Tata Bell.
The flock of familiars, all 4 of them are going to unleash their barrage of disco balls.
Okay.
And she will Eldritch Blast. Give me 1 second. I'll open her sheet and start rolling all that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. So get ready to roll a bunch of saving throws. All right, let's see here. So the quadruple hex. Loading. And then Tatar Bell. Which one will load faster? Oh, man.
All right, let's do this character sheet. We're doing Giggle Hex. So we got Giggle Hex times 4. That's
Hold on. It's
you
pulled
got
up
it?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, and 2, and 1. They really want it to be afraid.
Jeez, yeah. All right. They're like, fear me. Okay, let me go through this and check which ones automatically fail.
Dex or cold save.
That fails. That fails. Okay, so for the Eye of Ray, Frost one, Dex save.
Yep,
Damn,
DC 14.
really good on that. 16, so that's a save. Does not take damage.
And then a Dazing
And
Ray,
then
Fear Ray, Dazing Ray, Fear
immune,
Ray,
immune,
Kinetic
immune,
Ray.
immune. Telekinetic Ray, so that's a strength save.
Of a Strength save.
That is a fail. It is going to use its legendary resistance and choose to succeed.
Okay. Then Fear Ray, Dazing Ray. Yep.
The rest of them are fear days. Yeah. So they unleash this barrage against it. But this is a ghost light locomotive. It is, while it might be compromised in this moment, it is immune to, it cannot be controlled, it cannot be made to fear. For it travels through death itself, and what is there left to be afraid of at that point? And then Eldritch Blast is a 21 to hit, which will hit. So that's 13 plus.
Yep, so bonus action.
Huh.
Do Hex and then Eldritch Blast. Blam!
Didn't she use her bonus action to command her familiars
Oh,
to do the
you're right.
laser
You're
beam?
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Let me remake that hex. So then it'll be 13 force damage on the blast, and when it takes damage, she will use her reaction to make a killing joke to cast vicious mockery as a reaction.
And everything. Da, 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 da. When a creature you can see if it takes damage or fails the saving throw, okay, cool. So that is a wisdom save on it.
It is a wisdom save for 1 psychic and disadvantage on its next attack roll.
That is a 5 on its wisdom save. So it fails that. So it takes disadvantage on its next attack roll. It takes 1 point of psychic, and then 13 points of force. So 14 altogether.
Yep,
All right.
that's her turn.
She blasts into the side of this thing using the cacophony of laser eyes from her flock of familiars as a cover, and does a nice chunk of damage there. All right, that is her turn. Corvin, it came to life right next to you. Everything
right
is trying to kill you.
Everything is on fire.
And you are also in this spike growth, unfortunately.
I am. What do I do? What do I do? I know exactly what I do. I'm gonna. As long as I don't move, I should be fine. Meep. What I will do is that I will, in fact, spend my 1 dragon die that I just got from that short rest equivalent, and I'll re-summon Hi-Ho Silver.
Silver once more enters the chat room.
There we go. Oh, perfect. I don't have to worry about him. And I'm now riding Silver. Yet again. And once again, I make my attack roll at advantage.
Make your attack roll if you dare.
That's a crit.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. So 6 plus 8. That is he is not resistant to non-magical piercing, slashing damage, all that fun stuff. So that is 14 taken out of him.
Indeed. You know what else I'll do, Mason? I will action search yet again. Because I can get it. And I'm gonna do it again. The 16 hit.
16 to hit. 16 will hit actually for another 11.
Yeah, get it, Corvin.
All right, there we go. That's the end of my turn.
As you taking your rapier, using your new height advantage, you find like the nice little spots where you can pierce in, starting to take this thing apart, flick apart its various pieces. That brings us to Lord Grand Duke.
Oh, spike growth. I think that's a wonderful idea. I cast spike growth.
You guys are gonna make this hard on me. All right, go ahead and draw that out since you found it already.
Yep. Right there.
Place it where you would like. All right. Let us send it back. Actually, that one. Can I send that one to the map layer? I was thinking the other one might not be able to work because part of it was outside the map. Nope. I made that disappear.
Yep, I can see it on mine, but yeah, it's picky about
there
that.
We go.
Sometimes. But then with my bonus action, I will send out a malediction.
What's your malediction?
He cannot regain hit points until the end of its next turn, and it will take 4 necrotic damage extra the first time it takes damage.
Okay, and that just hits, right?
Yep.
Cool. As you cast this malediction, you actually see those 3 flaming eyes rotate down towards the Ghostlight locomotive. You see your curse actually emanate from the eyes, not from yourself.
And then finally, for Hunch's turn, you're really gonna hate me, Mason.
Go for
Hunch
it.
is gonna point out his can opener. He's gonna say, "Uncle Dookie, like this."
Wow.
Horn King's a great subclass for that.
Yeah, jeez. Okay, place that where you're wanting it.
Yeah. And then me and Hunch, we are going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. He moves 50 feet. I move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So we spread out a little
Okay.
bit. And that will be my turn.
So you're putting the spike growth right there?
Yep.
Okay. Send that to the map.
First time he moves,
Yeah, can you
really
guys
gonna hurt.
God, yeah. Okay. It is now his turn, its turn, their turn. So, what's funny is that so much of this thing's like powers deal with it being able to move. And you guys have basically just cut that down in a heartbeat. Um but this is also why I say I'm not good at the DM combat side of things. At the start of
Game
its
combat side of things.
at the start of its turn, you do hear it go boop boop. Um
Okay.
So you guys are all on the ground. They're in the air. You're in the air. You're in the air.
Hmm?
You do not have a fly speed. You have an insane amount of speed. So, what it is going to do is you are going to see Corvin as that malicious face rotates towards you as the train almost seems to spin on its spot on these phantom rails. Let me move your horse to the back, and it is going to use its spirit exhaust in your direction. I need you and your horse to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. All right, that's the horse. Meep. Oh no, horsey. Do still bless.
Yep, you do still like I said, it's there until a long rest. That's why I at no point said you guys took a
Uh,
long rest. Been very keen
okay.
on that.
All right. All right. Okay. Then in that case, I have a 14, 15, 16, 17.
17. All right, you take half of 9 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
So you take 4 points of necrotic. Your horse, I think, is it on deck
Great.
saves or just any save?
It's just X saves. Just X saves.
Deck saves. Okay, then your horse will also take 9 points of necrotic damage.
No,
Because
Silver, no.
it did fail that. As you
Yeah.
just see it rotate towards you, and a gigantic plume of smoke in the form of souls pours out and then drops and just cascades out in your direction. Um,
Oh boy. But
then it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. Your stuff causes half movement, correct? Because it creates difficult terrain. Gentlemen?
What's that?
Okay.
Yes, it's difficult
Your
terrain.
stuff
And
causes difficult terrains,
first
correct? Okay. So
for
5,
casting.
10. Okay, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is able to, traveling eastward, get down to here. Nope, kind of down to there. Ugh. As it starts going forward, it moved. Gets hit by the big one there. Still hit by all three there. Still hit by all three there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 times 3, 9, 11, 13, 15. Someone roll me, I want to say 15d4.
If you move 5 spaces through my 2 things, that'd be 10d4 for each casting. That'd be 20d4 from my two alone. And then Ray's space, it looks like you went one, two, three spaces, maybe four through Ray's casting. So that'd be 8d4.
Right, because it's doubled.
So I rolled my 20d4 and then plus the 4 necrotic. And then Ray has to roll his 8d4.
23.
So it's funny because I maxed out the HP because of all these things because I know you guys are just going to eat through this stuff no matter what. He doesn't have resistance to piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning damage. How do you guys want to do this?
Oh my god.
Because
So
it's not just going to sit there, and it's just.
So I saw Hollow Root like summon these great brambly, thorny vines all over the ground. I'm like, oh, that's a wonderful idea. And I use my shadowy illusion smoke to recreate this. And then Hunch goes, wait, like this, Uncle Dookie, and shoots it out. And this overgrowth just piles up and over and up and over what's already there.
As you guys see this, start doing this, as you guys start casting these spells, these vines that start encircling and enwrapping it, almost like taking inspiration from the moment where this thing was entangled within its own defining. You again hear the voice of that phantom train, that phantom hopper, beginning to groan. No, no, no! It's so close. He's not that far away. I can just, if I run him down, yes, if I run him down, it will be all worth it. As these vines that you summon, this growth, begin to almost dig in and begin to pass through this train, as the train, but it doesn't seem to damage the train. As it begins to pass through, you start seeing almost like a filtering net. It begins to rip out the corruption from this train. It begins to scour through it, and bit by bit, the train is released, and the train comes all the way out, seemingly completely unharmed. And entangled in these vines is that shadowy, now mangled body of the Phantom Hopper. As you see, what is left there is nothing more than this rotting corpse amongst these vines, entangled and almost hanging there like a, what's the game where it's the almost like a entangled puppet hanging there in amongst the vines that you have generated. They almost seem to have risen up to create this cage around him. And you see he's still alive. He's still twitching. He's still struggling. But there is this dark blackened tar that seems to be covering his body and his form. And you see that something is eating away at his body, at his flesh, not at his flesh, his soul. What last remnants exist. There is his now exposed rib cage, where you see his heart frantically beating against this muck, against what you now know and realize is like some sort of solid form of the shroud that is eating his existence away. You all collectively have this moment where he is at your mercy.
Do we have any of those empty soul cans laying about?
You look around. You
Or three of them, and then I thought that Talon had another three of them that was found by Hunch.
They were not empty. They had souls within them. And they had all been given to the vagrant who saw what was going on and got out of there because he's not a fighter.
Yeah, he got him. Ah, Mr. Vagrant, if you could still hear me, I could use one of your empty cans. A bit of recycling, if you would.
As you look around, though, you are still encircled by these spectral flames. You still see that that image. I'm gonna clear the space here because I like the map I made. It is pretty. Look at this map. Look at how much work. Look at how pretty this is.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's very good.
That's great.
Yeah. In that case, I leave it to you, Soul Eater. And I look at Corbin.
So, but
You
sort
see
of
as
like
he
what?
twists and he struggles against these vines and he locks eyes with you, Corbin. And again, that grin comes over his face. You, yes, yes, you. You'll be crooked too. Yes. Just give it time. Just a little time.
No. Scrap the tin can. Scrap it. Scrap it.
What do you do? He's completely at your mercy. He is literally like arms stretched out. You see his body is melting. His lower
Yeah.
half is now falls away and turns to goo on the ground. He is butt and upper body left.
Okay.
Well, would you like a masterpiece?
I think so.
Go on.
Your canvas awaits. And I gesture at the troublemaker.
Tatterbell,
Well,
do you do anything? As this figure strung up by these vines that you have created, that your crew has created, his eyes rotate towards you. He says, "Ah, yes, the borrowed fool, the fool's pet, the talentless hack. You'll be just as crooked as the rest. Give it time. Give it time.
Arms of Hadar.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna string him up like a marionette. Arms of Hadar. Yeah, he started, and I'm like, I was gonna show you more. Never mind.
With your hands almost like strings, you pull and extend, and you see his body grow taut. You see these the colorful wires that suddenly seem to manifest and encircle and enshroud him. You see them wrapping tightly around his limbs, pulling, squeezing, getting tighter and tighter, wrapping around his heart. As his head rotates back and looks up at the flames, those flaming eyes that are watching you all. Do you coup de grace? As you, with a great flourish, pull, and his body pops, his heart eviscerated, his limbs torn asunder, and fragmenting remnants of that shroud, that greenish mist, seem to rise and dissipate into the air as the Phantom Train Hopper is at last finally destroyed.
I look around to the rest of the party. I really do hope you guys meant murder.
I do find it strange that he was going by the moniker Phantom Train Hopper, and our patron is a frog.
As you say this, you all feel this strange sense of pleasure, as if there's the person who is watching you, as if those three burning eyes on the map, on the trees that are watching you, is pleased with you, as if you have done well. Before those flames dissipate and vanish entirely, as if they had never been there in the first place. There is nothing burned, there is nothing scorched, there is nothing damaged. As you stand there, the train, purged, begins to rise into the air, and you hear the sound of cracking wood from all over the woods in your area as you see train car after train car and broken fragments, glass, wood, and steel begin to come together, piecing themselves together. The ghost light restoring itself, piece by piece and bit by bit. Coming back into the clearing. Well, you guys have a brief moment to yourselves if you wish.
Hunch, you know you've killed this man 3 times. I do hope you did it right this time.
And to answer
Coming
your
back.
question, Tatterbell, yes, we did mean to end him, disrupting the natural order of things.
Oh, good, because if you didn't, it's kind of too late now.
There's no going back.
Bravissima, prima donna. And I start clapping.
At this time, the Vagrant and the Druskenwalds come back into the clearing as the Ghost Light is reassembling herself, piecing herself back together entirely, and then landing on the ground nearby. As Philip and Adela approach you, the Vagrant immediately rushing to the train, saying, "Well done, chaps! Well done, chaps! And of course, Madame. Quite a good show, if you don't mind me saying. I was a bit worried there, but you took care of that thing instantly, in an instant. It's quite a bit of fighting crew here."
It seems
It
like
was.
all of our talents play well off of each other.
Quite
It's all
right,
due to
quite
the
right.
hard work of Warden Hollowroot here. How wonderful his talents are.
Ah, marvelous. That explains why all those vines suddenly shot up out of the ground. That was all you, is it?
Some of them were, but others came from the talons of a Grand Duke.
Ah,
You're too kind.
man of leadership and combat ability. I can definitely use you, sir. Well, suppose once we get everything gathered up, we can talk to the Vagrant, and I'm sure he'll be able to take us the rest of the way. You are all, I insist, that you all join us at Chateau Clair de Lune. I would most love to speak to all of you and put you all into various services if you are willing, or help you find your place in my lands. On there, sir. You guys hear the Vagrant pipe up. Unfortunately, this is going to be your last stop for the evening. Ghostlight's back together, but she ain't gonna be able to carry the living for quite some time here. Wait, you mean you're leaving us here in the middle of the woods? I would not do so if I had to, your ladyship, but Ghostlight can't carry the living at the moment. It's not safe for y'all. So I'll need to take her and do her once over and make sure she gets proper repairs. And who knows what other damages that train hopper might have done. But as I said before, you're all not far out from Wickamar Hollow.
We should be able to walk there, hopefully.
It's a good few hours away, but you should be able to make it. Wickamore Hollow. Wickamore Hollow. Why does that sound so familiar to me? Oh, Philip, we had that invitation. Remember? We had that invitation. they've been asking us like practically yearly. They've been wanting to get us out here. Maybe this is a good time to take them up on that offer. Yes, of course. I'm sure we have an estate here, and you, of course, would all be welcome to join us there for the time being until we are able to get things sorted out and find our way back to Chateau Clair de Lune. I'll probably have to do a few lordly appearances, but other than that, you're all welcome to come and stay if you so see fit.
Oh,
Well, then, let's make ourselves our own train. And I will cast Tinser's floating disc for the Druskenwalds to ride on while I fly that direction and whenever we leave.
All right.
they riding on high ho silver.
Yeah. And it's going to look like a tiny train this time, as I use that to make the floating disc. I'll make my own train with blackjack and hook. Never mind.
With blackjack and people of negotiable affection. But as you do, our story is going to be drawn to a close here for the time being as I leave you all in the woods with the Druskenvalds. I'm fairly certain nothing will come about of this. But for the time being, welcome, Druskenvald, land of eternal night, of monsters, of dreams, of hopes, and of nightmares. But for this evening, this is where our story will end, where our look into the beyond comes to a close. I want to thank you all who have joined us for this evening, for this harrowing adventure, and for our look into what might be on the horizon. But as just a quick promo, check out the Crooked Moon. If you enjoyed this story or think you want to tell it yourselves, if this is something you want to take your own players through, or even if you just want to read through it, check out the Crooked Moon by Legends of Evantris. It's a wonderful book. It's a wonderful campaign, and it is definitely worth looking into. But with that, we are going to bring this evening to a close. And I want to thank my players, John, Rose, Ray, Nost, for joining me on this, for allowing me to take the DM seat, for allowing me to nerd out about the maps I've made for this thing, and for quickly obliterating everything I put in front of them. But with that, we're going to draw things to a close this evening. And if you like what you saw, hit like, subscribe, join us, tell your friends, all that fun stuff. And we will be here every Friday. And happy Halloween. Stay safe and drink responsibly, if you know what I mean. With that, good evening and good night.